I want to talk to you, motherfucker. Call me. Call me. Call me.
Jesus Christ. How is it going, everybody? How are you all doing tonight? This is E Honda 420, as always, coming at you for the super late night with E Honda, or I haven't decided what to call these yet, or with what frequency I'm going to be doing them. Obviously, it depends on, whatever's going on in my life. By the way, this chat is brought to you by Modelo, the very beer that I'm drinking. Wish I was sponsored by Modelo. That'd be fucking cool. So, there have been some things that happened in the last couple of days. My name has been evoked many, many times. I have, up to this point, only made fleeting, snarky comments without actually addressing, from my point of view, what happened, how it went down, why it went down, and told my full story. I mean, if you follow me on Discord and you've done it the whole time, there's not going to be anything, I don't think, new, no new information. But if you haven't been following every post that I've made on Discord for the past 2 years or whatever, there's going to be some new information for you here. Now, Matt, earlier tonight, did a video about this. At least part of the video that he did was about this. And there was certain pieces of information that were glazed over, glanced over, not mentioned, that I feel are important. They're from my point of view. So this is going to be what happened from my point of view, right? But before we get going, cheers. Cheers, everybody. And I hope you guys are doing good tonight. Hope everybody out there is doing wonderful. Everybody's kids are great. Everybody's health is great. Everybody's fucking job is great. Finances are good. You got plenty of guns, plenty of ammo, plenty of fucking stores of food and shit like that. Because really, when it comes down to it, we talk about conspiracies, we talk about current events, but why did I get involved in this community in the first place? It's because I like guns, because I believe in prepping, because I wanted to be involved in a community that talks about these things. And for me, this whole thing started 2017, right? 2017, I got really, really sick. I had laryngitis with strep throat and something else, all at the fucking same time. And I had to go to the emergency room and get some intravenous antibiotics. And I was had to take a week off of work. And I was sitting around for a week and I was watching YouTube. And I happened upon the Yankee Marshall's channel because he's got a bunch of these funny ass videos of Gary the Glock having fucking interactions with things and telling stories, and it was funny. And I'll get back through the chats later. So if you guys are tagging me or if you want to drop in a super chat or add to the conversation or whatever, I'm going to run through this story and then I'll get back to all those. So drop them in there and I'll get back to them. But I was watching Yankee Marshall and I really liked it. I ended up going back and going back to the very beginning of his channel and watching all of his fucking funny videos from the very beginning. And by the time I got caught up with that, I had a whole week, dude. So 2 days of that, I got caught up. And then Yankee was doing a live chat. And I started watching Yankee's live chats. And I found myself disagreeing with Yankee quite a bit. Because for obvious reasons. There's tons of things that Yankee just has fundamentally wrong. And he's very myopic in his thinking and tends to have appeal to authority and other logical fallacies that bother the fuck out of me. And then one day he had never enough ammo on his chat. And I found myself being well, I disagree with Yankee, but I really like what this other dude's saying. I like the things that he's talking about. I fucking agree with 99% of the time, something like that. Right. So I started watching Never Enough Ammo's channel, and then I saw that he did live chats. And after, I don't know, a month or something of watching his live chats and dropping in supers and just participating like a normal viewer, he said one night, oh yeah, if anyone wants to come on, all you got to do is ask. So I asked, and I was I want to be on the show. I have some things to say. I think some of the people that you have on your show are fucking stupid. Sorry to say. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to talk about other people because it's not about them. But the points of view that they were espousing, I found to be rather fundamentally infantile or surreal, you know, I guess would be the word. But cheers again. Yeah. So I showed up on Matt's chat and we hit it off like right from the fucking beginning, dude. Like talking back and forth. He used to live in Colorado, blah, 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 blah. We were like insta best friends in a way, you know? And honestly, like I would consider Matt to be my best friend currently. I don't have another friend that I would consider a better friend than Matt. And sometimes like I bitch at him, he bitches at me, you know, we yell at each other, but that's what fucking friends do, you know? Like that's the way it is. And I don't know, it was probably like 2 months of me being on the chat. And then this other dude started showing up called Roro. And Roro, right from the beginning, kind of annoyed me. And it wasn't that what he said or what he did, it was the way that he wouldn't let you finish a sentence or finish a thought before he would like interject in with something that he had to say or whatever it was that it was funny or, you know, like something that he was afraid that he was going to forget if he waited till you were done with his sentence. So he had to say it right then. And it annoyed the fuck out of me. And I called it out from the very first chat that I was on with Roro back then, when Roro was a straight white male. Had nothing to do with anything from the very beginning. There was, and it wasn't like, I don't like this person. It was just like, I don't like this behavior. This thing that you do, I'm trying to make a point, and I can't get to the fucking end of my point because I would make, you know, like these like multifaceted kind of points that kind of get together. And if you just wait till the end of it, then you'll see where I'm going with it. But I can never get to the end of it because Ray Ray's there. And so this goes on for a little while, you know, and like kind of annoyed at him, but whatever. Like, I'm still going to be friendly. He's still in the gun community. He's very knowledgeable about gun stuff, you know, like there's no reason to not have him if I'm just slightly annoyed with him. It's not my show anyway, you know? So, and I don't remember what happened first, if Ray Ray came out as gay first, or if I started doing my chat first. But at some point in there, I started doing my chats, right? The gay frog chat once a week. And this was like 2019, I want to say. At the very, very beginning of 2019. Maybe it was late 2018. Somewhere in there. And again, it's been a while. Nailing down the exact date or whatever, I'm not going to be able to do. But I started doing my chats. And I specifically remember, and this annoyed the fuck out of me, Roro was like, oh, how many chats do you think he's going to do till he quits? Right? And I was just like, fuck you, dude. Like, seriously, go fuck yourself. You're trying to fucking burn down my boat before it's even built. But whatever. I let it go. And in fact, I would send Roro links to my chat so that he could join in. And for the first 8 or 10, he was there like once. You know what I mean? Like, was not very interested in participating. Didn't want anything to do with them, really. And it wasn't until like a couple of chats in that he was on one. And then about 10 chats in, he started showing up pretty much every chat, which made my chats difficult. It made it very difficult to run a chat as someone who's not used to doing it with this interloper who likes to cut you off before you're done making your point every time, right? So at some point, and again, I don't know if it was before I started doing my chats or right after I started doing my chats, Roro changed his name to Ray Ray and was gay, which was fine. Like, I don't care, dude. Like, if you want to be gay, that's great. Good for you. Like, I have no problem with that whatsoever. If you want to go suck dick and get fucked in the ass or whatever it is that you like to fucking do, I don't care, dude. But you know what? This is my chat, and that's not what my chat's about. We're talking about, I don't know, DARPA or fucking 9/11 or Oklahoma City bombing, or a million other subjects that we've covered on the Gay Frog Chat. And back then, when I first started doing it, I would get a notebook and like write pages and pages and pages of notes, and it was really annoying. And I like looking back on it, it's kind of fucking almost cringe in a way, because I'd have like all these different points that I'd want to hit, and I'd be in the middle of hitting my points, and then Ray just blah, 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 and fuck it all up, right? And so I was annoyed about that. And that continued for a little while until I started getting more used to doing chats and more comfortable with being interrupted. And, you know, it was difficult, but I got used to it. And then Ray changed from gay to trans. And then every time that he would interrupt you, it wasn't just like, you know, like, oh, I got something to say about that or this or whatever. It was like, oh, you're not talking about me. I need to make the conversation about me. So we're trying to have a conversation about HARP or whatever, you know, and it's like, well, tranny this and tranny that. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, like, that's fine, I guess. I don't want to disparage you, but that's not what the chat's about. And I tried to be a friend to Ray and tell him, when you're annoying, like, here's the thing. If someone is a friend to you, and they annoy you, or they do something that's fucked up, or they do something you don't like, there's two ways you can handle it, right? You can either tell them that they're annoying you and that they're fucking up, or you can pretend like everything's okay, and then as soon as they go away, you can tell everyone else about how they're annoying you and how it's fucked up. And I chose to be a real friend and be like, look, dude, I don't like this, or chick, or whatever. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. You know, like, I'd fuck up, whatever. Not intentional, not trying to attack him, not trying to be a jerk. Always supportive. And Ray would, like, make the conversation about him and make the conversation about what he likes to do and make his conversation, you know, like, just, you guys have seen it. If you guys have been watching for a while, you know what I'm talking about. Cheers again, by the way. But, so this goes on for a while, and eventually, this was 2019, I'm thinking now, my sister got sick. She had cancer. And, well, actually, she had cancer before that, but in 2019, she ended up getting, like, terminal cancer. Like, you've got months left to live kind of cancer. And so at that time, I had some money saved up, you know, I had my shit together, and I decided that I was going to take some time off of work and spend it with the family, you know. And the only thing that I continued to do, and for my sanity's sake, was to come on the chats and do my own chat once a week and hang out with the boys. And then if I wasn't hanging out with the boys, I was at my sister's house. I was hanging out with my niece and nephew. I was hanging out with my brother-in-law. I was hanging out with my sister, and, like, doing what I could for them, you know. And a couple months goes by, not working, just doing that. One morning, she died. And everyone knew it was going to happen. I mean, it wasn't anything a shock to anybody or anything like that. And it happened at like 9 in the morning or something like that. And I had planned to be there at like 9 in the morning. And I got there at like 9:05, like literally a minute or two after she died. I missed it by a minute or two. And like the whole family was there, and I went and picked up my kids and, you know, brought them over to the house, and, you know, everybody was around. It was a very somber day, and shit just sucked. And I was there all fucking day, and I was there with the family, and I was helping them clean and do stuff and plan. And like the end of the day, I went home, and people were on a Discord chat, and it was Matt and Angry and Duke and Ray in the chat. And I hopped in the chat, and I was like telling everybody about what happened and telling everybody about how sad I was and how terrible it was for the family. And, you know, like, oh, we got the funeral coming up. And Ray could not stand the fact that the conversation was about anyone but himself. Because in my opinion, I'll regress for a second. I'll get back to it. There's this thing called histrionic personality disorder, which I'm not a psychologist. I haven't fucking Oh, was Night Strike there too? I'm sorry, Night Strike. I'm not a psychologist, but when you look at the diagnostics of what histrionic personality disorder is, I believe that's what Ray Ray has, is a personality disorder. And basically what it means is your self-worth is determined by the amount of attention that you're getting from other people. And when you are not getting attention, your self-worth goes into the gutter. And what you will do at that point is do anything that you can, as outlandish as it could be, to make it about you. So I'm sitting there spilling my guts to these guys who I consider my friends, and Matt, who's my best friend, about my sister who just died and how sad it is, fighting back the tears and everything. And Ray Ray starts telling everybody about how his grandpa raped him when he was a little kid, and that he'd waited till now to tell everybody, but now he needs to tell everybody, and like he can't take it anymore, and he needs to just tell everybody right now and talk about it right now. And made the entire conversation about, I almost hung up, dude. Like, I really needed to talk to people, and I was on, like, it was just so much, I was just, I couldn't fucking handle it, right? And at that point, to me, in 2019, this was September of 2019, I was fucking done with Ray Ray. Like, I will be your friend still, I guess. I will tolerate you to a point, I guess. But you fucked up. You crossed a fucking line. That's something that I will never forget for my entire life because of what you did, because you needed to make the conversation about you the day my sister died. So whatever, like that happened. Some time goes on, you got to get on with life. I had to get back to work stuff, blah, blah, blah. COVID happened. Everybody's around doing chats all the time, playing video games all the time. Ray Ray's there constantly because he's never fucking had a job ever, as far as I can tell. Not the entire time I've known him. But yeah, this continues. And when Ray Ray would do something that I found to be offensive or annoying, I would call it out. And if he was being like a jerk or self-centered or histrionic, I would call it out because it started to really annoy me, right? And I wouldn't do it meanly. I wouldn't do it vindictively. But it was definitely there. There was this underlying tone of like, I know what you are kind of thing. I recognize it. I see you for what you are. And it annoys me that no one else does. And Matt would just placate it. And he would, whatever Ray Ray's doing, like, and there were so many nights that it was just like after chat, over the top, crazy insanity. Everyone's got to drop what they're doing and fucking coddle Ray Ray because of what he's dealing with now. And what is it now with Ray Ray? And no, something else. Oh, this with Ray Ray now. Oh, that with Ray Ray now. Like, oh my God. And, at a point, it's like, I don't even fucking care anymore. Like, oh, Ray Ray's having a fucking breakdown. Cool. Like, what's on TV? Like, I don't care, And so I think Ray Ray started to have some animosity towards me because I wouldn't fucking coddle him like everybody else would. And I wouldn't fucking bend over backwards to make the conversation about him. And he would continue to be on the chats. And I would continue to send him links to the chats. And he would continue to interrupt and make things about like gay tranny shit when we're talking about DARPA dogs or something, It's like, God damn it, dude. We're talking about DARPA dogs, not whatever it is you just said. So that continues, right? Fast forward, because nothing really changed between then and getting back to work, all that stuff. Okay. Then we had Tulsa. Now in Tulsa, the histrionic personality disorder was on full display because there were certain things like, oh, you're interrupting me. Well, it's because we're online and I can't, there's not the visual cues that you would have with somebody when you're talking to them face to face. And that's why it happens. And all excuse, blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, like now we're in person and you're doing the exact same thing. And then there was one day, it was the day we did the Surströmming, the rotten fish, the gross fish. And we went to go to that park to open up that can, and Corey ate the fish. The untold part of that story is Ray Ray decided that he had a grinder that he needed to sell to somebody that he met at the Wanamaker Gun Show that day, and that he had to leave the group and then go sell it to the guy, and he was going to meet up with us later. Like, okay, cool, have fun. We'll see you later. Well, we went to the gas station, and we did this and that, and then we were like, okay, we picked this park, put it out to everybody. This is the park we're meeting at. Everyone meet us here at this time. We will see you then. And Ray Ray starts texting Matt and me and everybody else who will answer him like, where's this park? I don't know what park you're talking about. I don't know. Just meet me at the hotel and pick me up. I want to ride with you guys. I don't want to drive. I want to ride with you guys. I don't want to drive. We're like, dude, we're already fucking here, or we're already on our way there. Like, we'd have to drive past the park and then to the fucking hotel to get you and then come back. Like, just meet us there, dude. Like, you have a car. Meet us there. Plus, you're so big, you don't even fit in my fucking car comfortably. You'd fucking keep hitting the fucking the shifter knob with his fat and knocking me out of gear when I'm trying to drive every time I take a fucking right turn. Whatever, that just annoyed me. And I didn't want to give him a ride. Like, we're all in my car. There's already 4 of us in my car. We're gonna put Ray Ray in the front seat and have 3 in the back and like test the shocks and shit. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, just meet us at the park. Here's where it is. So we're driving there. And as we get to the park, this car, okay, so like I'm pulling up to a stop sign and there's a lady crossing the road. She's like jogging or whatever. And this car fucking pulls up out of nowhere, almost hits the lady, comes screeching to a halt. Like, what in the fuck? And I look, and guess who it is? Ray Ray. Fucking steaming, angry, fuming, pissed off, fucking ready to fight. It's like, Jesus Christ. And like, we get out of the car and it was like very awkward and, like, I don't know how to describe it. But it was very uncomfortable. It made Matt stress out to the point where Matt went and bought a pack of cigarettes and has been smoking ever since. So just to give you a barometer of how stressful this was, right? We're supposed to be hanging out with friends, and instead you're stressing out my best friend to the point where he started smoking again. So that happens. Anyway, like, continue to be crazy, continue to, and I can't tell you exactly what was said or whatever, but just being crazy, right? Just acting crazy, being crazy. Like, we all went down, like, he didn't come, like, he was walking with us. I look back, all of a sudden he's not there anymore. Where'd Ray Ray go? Oh, he's in his car up on top of a hill filming us. It's like, it was weird, right? Whatever. We open the fish. Corey eats the fish. I can't smell it. I run away. You guys saw that. Anyway, so that happens, and then the next day it seemed like Ray Ray realized he had gone too far, and so now he's being nice Ray Ray. Now he's being calm Ray Ray, and he's trying to like mend this fucking thing that he did, but he'd gone too far. He'd gone fucking too far, and I was fucking done with it. After the sister thing, after the interrupting constantly and making all the chats about him and the after chats of freaking out, and now you almost ran a lady over and made this fucking shit happen, and Matt smoking and all this stuff, right? Okay, we leave, go on our separate ways. I go back to Colorado. Matt goes back to Texas. Ray Ray goes 2 blocks back to his house or whatever it was. And honestly, on a side note, I have no idea where Ray Ray lives. We found it on Google Maps one time during a chat at some point. Could I find it again? No, dude, I have no fucking clue. I don't know where he lives. I don't know where his grandma lives. I don't care where he lives. I don't care where his grandma lives. I don't care what his uncle looks like. Like, none of this fucking matters to me. I just want to, do my chats and hang out with my friends and take care of my kids and do all my stuff, right? Because I got a fucking lot on my plate. But anyway, so we get back to doing normal stuff, but I'm not really cool with Ray Ray anymore. Like, I've seen him in person, and the full light has been shed upon what he is to me to a degree that cannot be done online, and I was done with it. So now on the chats, instead of picking and choosing when I'm going to be like, dude, seriously, Just like every fucking time that he does anything, I'm calling it out. I don't care anymore. You're going to be a douche. I'm going to call it out. You're going to make it about you. I'm going to call it out. You're going to interrupt me. I'm going to call it out. You're going to fucking have a freak out after the chat. I'm going to call it out. Every time. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to fucking coddle you. If you want to be my friend, here's the things you need to fix. Here's the things that are wrong with you that make it so that being your friend is impossible. And Ray decided that he was tired of me doing that to him. Even though it was all of his decisions and ways of being and interacting with me that made me like that. Like, I wasn't like that with Duke. I wasn't like that with Angry. I wasn't like that with Night Strike. I wasn't like that with like anybody, you know, just him. And it had nothing to do with the fact that he's trans, and it had nothing to do with the fact that he's gay. It had nothing to do with any kind of personal life choices that he made. It was all about the way he would interact and the way that he was histrionic and needed to make every conversation about him. And if, you know, like the conversation isn't about him, he would do something over the top to make the conversation about him. So, yeah, I was calling it out all the time because that's just how he acts, you know? So he goes to Angry and he goes to to Duke. Sorry. I forgot Duke's name for a second. He went to Angry and Duke and he was like, dudes, stop going on E-Honda's chats. E-Honda is a Nazi or something. I don't know. He said all these things to me in person when we were in Tulsa that make me think that he's totally a Nazi. And it's like, dude, first of all, there was never any point that I had any conversation one-on-one with Ray for more than 5 fucking seconds the entire time I was in fucking Tulsa, right? So he's lying to my friends about what I had said and trying to get my friends to turn against me and to sabotage my YouTube channel and not have me, you know, like have my regular people on my YouTube channel anymore for the chats that I've been regularly doing that he said that I wasn't going to be doing anymore when I first started them from the very beginning, trying to sabotage me, right? So Angry and Duke came to me and they were like, yo, Honda, just so you know, this is what happened. You know, like Ray told us to not be on the chats, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, motherfucker, like, fuck you. I don't want to talk to you tonight. So I didn't send him a link to that chat. It was a Saturday night chat when I was doing both Late Night with Honda and the Gay Frog chat, 2 chats a week now. And he sent me like 2 or 3 like angry messages on Discord about not getting a link. And I didn't reply. I just ignored them, you know? And in my mind, it was like, dude, like, you're just not going to get a link tonight. We'll talk about this later. It was fucked up what you did. But, yeah, I'm not gonna send you a link tonight. Sorry. So while I was live doing that chat, he made a video, something like "fuck E-Honda," right? And everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I'm in the middle of this chat talking about whatever we're talking about, and everyone's like sending messages like, "Did you see what Ray said? Did you see this about Ray? Did you see that about Ray?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I never even got to fucking watch the video because I was live the entire time that he had that video up. And by the time my video was done, he'd already taken it down or made it private or whatever it was, right? But I was told what was said in it. And basically he said that I am a Nazi and that I went to his grandma's house and took pictures of his grandma's house and threatened him, and that he was going to call the FBI on me, and that, like, I forget like a couple other things, whatever it was. And it was just like, holy fuck, dude. Like, first of all, none of that's true. None of that is even close to true. And why are you making a video called "Fuck E-Honda" after you tried to turn my friends against me? You're calling me a fucking Nazi. You're saying all these fucking things without any evidence. You know, like, if I'd said some Nazi shit and you're calling me a Nazi, like, okay, like, maybe I'd have to defend myself, but I don't even have to defend myself because I've never said any fucking Nazi shit. So I said to myself and to the people in the after chat, I'm fucking done. I will never send Ray Ray a link to a chat that I ever do again. Ever. Because he doesn't deserve it. Because he did all of these things behind my back. Because he fucking said a whole bunch of shit about me. Because he made up a bunch of shit about me. Because he's trying to make this whole thing about him. Because he's histrionic. Because without that level of attention on him, and as long as I'm around, like, I'm not going to allow that to happen, so you've got to get rid of me. So how do I do that? I got to get rid of Honda. So I've said to everybody, like I said to Matt, for instance, like, dude, you can continue to have him on your chats. If he's there, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be on a chat with him. If he wants to come on my chat, too fucking bad. Never again. I don't care if, you know, like, hell freezes over. Ray Ray will not get a link to the hell freezes over chat from me. Because I'm like, and you guys know, like, when I decide to do something, it's fucking done. Like, I decided to quit smoking. Patch. I decided to quit smoking pot. It's been, what, 34 days now since I said that? You know how long it's been since I've smoked weed? 34 fucking days. When I say I'm going to do something, when I set my mind to do something, when I say I'm going to fucking do a YouTube chat called the Gay Frog Chat every Sunday, I do the Gay Frog Chat every fucking Sunday. Tell you Ray Ray's not going to get a link ever again. Ray Ray's never going to get a link ever again. And then he went on to, you know, like, from there was some stuff posted on the Discord about calling the FBI on Matt and other people and this and that. And then Matt got pissed off and he didn't, you know, had his falling out too. And then he made like 50 videos or something about me and Matt and everybody being Nazis and this and that. And just for attention, I'm assuming. Right? And continue to do so. And I really wanted to respond. I really wanted to fucking, like, tell everybody, like, yo, dude, this is actually what happened. But Matt was like, no, dude, you're just going to fuel the fire. You're going to put gasoline on a tire fire and make it worse. Like, okay. Like, I won't talk about it. I'll try to stay quiet about it. I'll let it go. I'm not, you know, he's not on. And the other thing was, around this time, I was having a lot of anxiety every time I was thinking about starting a chat. And I would, like, think about it, and I would just get this level of stress that kind of washed over me. And I didn't quite put together why that was happening. And then as soon as I was like, dude, I'm not sending Ray Ray a fucking link ever again, that was gone. 100% gone. Which means it was him. It was him causing me that fucking stress on my own chats when I'm trying to do this thing where I'm hanging out with my friends and I've just got this anxiety fucking hanging over me or whatever. So, yeah, that side note, whatever. So, yeah, then after a couple of weeks or whatever it is, Ray Ray's chats are no longer about me and Matt, and he's just doing, like, gun videos and stuff. And the thing about that is, like, he was getting, like, what, like 20 or 30 views per video. Like, he's not getting the interaction, he's not getting the attention, and he didn't like it. And then out of the blue, a couple months later, he decides to just, like, make every video about me and Matt and how I did this and I did that and I said this and I said that and I'm this kind of person and I'm that kind of person and I'm a Nazi and I'm a piece of shit and I'm a bad friend and this. Dude, the only one who's a bad friend here is him. The only one who did anything fucked up is him. The only things that I ever did when in regards to him up until the point where I was fucking done with him is try to be the good friend and say the things to your face that other people might say behind your back, that other people were saying behind his back. And I'm not going to name names on that, but there are people in the chats who would never say anything to Ray Ray and would stay quiet. And there was that one chat where Ray Ray was just like over the fucking top, you know, just like blah, 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 gay, trans, blah, 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 right? And to the point where I was like, it was that when he was like, and I have power. And I'm like, no, you fucking don't. Like, you have no fucking power. You have zero power. Shut the fuck up. I know you guys remember that. At least some of you guys do, that chat. And it was on Matt's channel. And I felt bad because I blew up, but he fucking deserved it. And he called for it. And I was the only one who fucking was like a friend enough to tell him, like, shut the fuck up. You're fucking wrong. Right? So now he's making videos again about how I'm a Nazi and how I'm this and that and a piece of shit and how he hopes I die of cancer and like how, you know, like my kids are fucking getting abused or something. I forget all the like he said stuff about my sister dying and like how he's glad that it happened. Like he said some really over the top fucked up shit. And so I decided to last night I decided to make a couple of YouTube accounts and, you know, TC troll him. So it was me and a couple of people went on to one of his chats and were like, yeah, fuck you, da 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 da, like said the things that we knew would get to him. And then of course it got to him. And then he was like, you know, wanted someone to talk to him, and like Corey decided to go on, and you guys know that. You know the history of that shit because it just fucking happened yesterday. And yeah, I guess that's about it, man. That's where we are right now. This is the only video that I will ever make about this. I will never mention Ray Ray's name again. I will never, besides right now, play this again.
I want to talk to you, motherfucker! Call me! Call me! Call me!
The only reason I put that on there is because A, it's funny. And B, it shows the fucking level of insanity that we're dealing with. I mean, like, for instance, there was that point in time where, like, he had that freak out, and then he disappeared, and then Matt spent 3 fucking days, not even joking, 3 fucking days calling every police station, every hospital, everything that he could fucking think to do to get a hold of Ray Ray because we were worried, because at that point we were still friends. And he was in the mental institution on a 72-hour hold that ended up being 5 fucking days that he still lies about and said, oh, I had a stroke, or I don't even know what the fuck he said about that, but it was a lie because he was in the fucking mental institution because his family was like, holy fuck, you're going crazy. And I feel partially responsible for this because, and I don't know if this is what caused it or not or whatever, but the weed affects different people in different ways, right? I smoked weed every day for 25 years. I used it as a stress reliever. I used it as a crutch to get over things, to deal with the pressure and whatever it is I'm dealing with. And to be honest, it was very difficult putting that down. Like, and you guys saw me go through that in these chats where, you know, like I wouldn't want people talking about ranch. Like, was that about the ranch? No, it wasn't. It was about me fucking stopping smoking weed and not having that coping mechanism to be able to deal with it. So, yeah, like, that was quitting for me. Smoking for him, I think, has led his brain down some sort of a mental psychosis breakdown. And I'm not sure about this. I could be wrong. You know, it could be any number of things. And granted, he's taking estrogen, and I don't know if he's taking hormone blockers and estrogen, but I don't think you're supposed to not take you're supposed to take both, right? If you just take estrogen and you still have testosterone and estrogen in your system, you get fucking crazy. So I don't fucking know, dude. But shit's been real, and I've been done with them, honestly, ever since that episode with the day my sister died. It was too much. It was too fucking much. And it showed me who he was as a person. And other people didn't see it. Like, Matt didn't see it at that point. And Matt was perfectly willing to make every excuse for Ray Ray about anything and listen to him about whatever problems it was and try to help him out with everything. And I was just fucking done with it at a point, dude. But, yeah, and I'll never forget that shit. I will never forgive him for that shit. And I know exactly what fucking caused it. So, but yeah, man, that's basically where we're at. That's basically the whole fucking story from my point of view. And there might be some things that, you know, if Matt was adding every little detail or whoever else was adding every little detail, they'd want to add in. But those are the major highlights of my relationship, if you want to call it that, my friendship with Ray Ray, and the downfall thereof. And why I will never talk to him again, and why I will never talk about him again, except for in this video. This is it. I'm done. Another thing. So on Corey's video, if you guys don't know, I was first TC and then Rhonda, and I was in the side chat chatting, and you know, like all this stuff's going on. And after the chat was over, I was talking to people on the Discord, and I was like laughing about it, and I kind of felt bad, like I might not like this person, and he might have fucked me over in ways, and wished fucking cancer upon my family and shit like that, and made fun of my dead sister and all these other things, but he has problems, and ultimately I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I want him to get help. And so I went to his chat, and I don't know what you guys feel about Christianity or religion, but I would consider myself a non-denominational Christian in very loose ways. I believe in science and Christianity, if that makes sense, but whatever. I said a prayer. I wrote out a prayer for him on his channel. Let me try to find this right now. Bear with me. What video is it on? An apology to my fans. And it was from Rhonda, is who I wrote it from. And I said, I honestly pray you get some help. In the name of Jesus Christ, the Son of our Lord, help this lost soul find peace. Help this person find direction in his life. He is a lost soul and deserves all the love he can receive. I pray that his family finds a way to get through to him and stop this destructive path that he's on. I pray for health and longevity and mental stability for now and for the future. In the name of Jesus Christ, I pray. To which he replied, when I go into witch shops, I always walk in like I own the place and start talking to the girls like I know them until I can glean their names. Then I introduce myself as Lucifer and say that they're all doing so good and that their babies are now waiting for them in hell, crying and waiting to be raised for all eternity. Then I turn to leave. This is my gift to the Christians. I'm a Buddhist / Christian light, whatever the fuck that means. I enjoy the Buddhist stuff in the New Testament. Jesus was a Buddhist for the West, basically. I believe in the one true God, the creator of all things. I'm sorry if you don't serve him, but such a God views using prayer in this way as being unseemly. It doesn't bother me, but as someone who argues with God, I care that he thinks I would if you care what he thinks, I would apologize. I'm in the camp of try to be a good person for the most part, except for when I'm wishing cancer on people. But I also say things like, I hope you get cancer, and I can say that and still be a good person. I just hate the person in question, meaning me. I've been stewing on this holier than thou spin you just took, and all I have to say is that my God laughs at you. And that was just a spit in the fucking face, dude. After I was like, dude, I feel bad, I don't know what to do. I'd like to pay for a fucking, psychologist or something, but I don't have, I've got kids, I got bills, I can't pay for a fucking psychologist. Let me just say a prayer. And that was the fucking response. And just perfectly exemplifies exactly why no one should or will, out of my group, ever have anything to do with him again. He's proven to a T exactly why people shouldn't be friends with him. He's a bad person. I'm not saying he will always be a bad person. And I hope that he changes, and I hope that he gets help. And I don't want bad things to happen to him. I don't want him to kill himself or commit suicide or anything like that. I hope he fucking finds peace and he finds new friendships and is able to grow and fucking change. But the way he is right now, just won't have anything to do with it. But yeah, man, that's the whole story. That's it right there. Let's go back through some of these chats here. Scroll to the top, scroll to the top, scroll to the top. Jesus Christ, you guys commented a lot. Night Strike says, I'm just avoiding choppers and ladders tonight. If you don't know, we like to kill Night Strike at the end of Left 4 Dead, and it pisses him off really bad. Night Strike says, hurry up, we don't have all night. Well, I got to tell the story, bro. This is what it's about. You can watch it later if you want to. Oh, that was even before the chat started. Okay, here we go. Austin Roberts says, hey, man, how are you? Good, man, how are you doing? Everything's great over here, good as can be. You and Matt both ignored the fact that about a week or so earlier, I had an argument with him on your chat. See, and that's something that's from your point of view, dude. Like, obviously it was important to you that, that happened. But, I mean, it wasn't as important to you when my sister died, that shit was really important to me. And if you want to tell your story about this, I encourage you to, and then I encourage you to be fucking done with it. Ohio Patriot Network says, I could be better, might have broken my left foot this week or severely sprained it. Damn, that sucks. Either way, feeling slightly better today, but still healing. Ice and ibuprofen, that's the old man method. Wrap it up. Not your penis. I see how it is. You don't like me being on Matt's show? No, come on. We love you being on the show, Night Strike. I remember Never Enough Ammo pushing you to do your own chats. Yeah, dude, because honestly, I would be on Matt's chats and I'd have a lot to fucking say, and I'm fairly well spoken and have good cognitive ability and able to put thoughts together and stuff like that. And not everyone has the ability to do that on the fly, and that's what you need to be able to do if you're going to do chats, right? So he pushed me to do it, and here we are, fucking 3 years later, still doing chats. And I would never do a chat by myself back then, dude. That was super uncomfortable. Ohio Patriot Network said, there was at least 2 gay frog chats I was part of that I did after chats on my own channel because of Ray interrupting during those chats where I couldn't get a word in edgewise. Dude, and when Corey was on with him, it was fucking nth degree of that shit. If you guys watched the Corey and Ray chat, it was holy fuck, bro. This is over. You won't even let him finish half a fucking sentence before you're interrupting and saying blah, 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 without even knowing where he was going or whatever. You just want to disagree. So, is what it is. Old man Buttwrinkle says, he usually stayed on topic and contributed quite a bit. Then he would get stoned and go whatever. I don't know what that word is. Yeah, he would go crazy. I guess that's what you're trying to say. Old man Buttwrinkles also says he would stay on topic and continue. No, wait, that's the same. Off the rails. Okay. You just continued it and finished what you were trying to say. I'm just looking for the things that say E Honda. Sorry. Hi, Zorro. How are you? Yeah, like this. I had a hard time chiming in sometimes when you and I were in chats, but we've worked it out. I don't know, man. And I'm sorry, Iron Road. This isn't anything about you. This is about me. I get annoyed when I'm trying to make a point and someone derails it, and you're very good at just continuing, and you've gotten better at it, and I appreciate you for what you're doing, so try not to take it too hard. And I'm kind of a dick. Honestly, I'm kind of a dick. I've always been kind of a dick. Life has made me that way. I've had to fight for every fucking second of life I've had, bro. Since age 5. Probably before then. Didn't he also lump you in with the Mark Malone thing too? Yeah, I mean, he said that's part of why he was calling me a Nazi, is because there's this Mark Malone dude who comes on the chats and talks about Jews and shit, and I haven't banned him. Okay. Does that make me a Nazi? Oh, see, you just repeated what you said and put Ehan in front of it. Tara Smith says, there's a large percentage of trans population that falls into the autistic spectrum and tend to be awkward and interrupt a lot and then turn conversations toward themselves. Maybe that's it. I honestly think it's histrionic personality disorder. Like, you can look up histrionic personality disorder and what that means in interpersonal relationships and how they always need to make the conversation about themselves because that's how they get their self-worth. And if the conversation's not about them, then they have no self-worth, and they will do anything that they possibly can to turn that conversation around, including outlandish, over-the-top things like Ray Ray does on a regular fucking basis, or Ray Ray did when we was in chats on a regular fucking basis, and especially in the after chats, right? Because that was when we were just like sitting around talking, being friends and shit. Like, oh, this is what I'm dealing with, oh, blah, blah, blah. And if anybody had anything that they were dealing with, it was like, whatever it is, Ray Ray's is that plus 3. You know, he was like a one-upper, you know? And in a bad way. Like, it's one thing to be a one-upper if you actually have a story that's a one-up story, you know? But when it comes to, like, the way that Ray Ray would do it, it was definitely, in my opinion, indicative of histrionic personality disorder. Old Man Butt Wrinkles said, I unsub to Ray Ray. I'm not going to watch him slide further into insanity. And I hope he doesn't, but that's the way it seems like things are going. Congrats on quitting smoking. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It was hard. It's getting easier. Tara Smith also says, I also have a theory that the reason people look younger than previous generations at the same age are the levels of estrogen in the food softening features and making tits bigger. You trying to say something about my tits? I don't know. I don't think I look 40 years old. I remember seeing like 40-year-olds. Well, dude, like part of my job is I check IDs, you know, and like if I think you're younger than me, I check your ID. If I think you're older than me, I don't. And there's been times where I'm like, I think you're younger than me, and I check the ID and they're older than, and I'm like, whoa, dude, that's amazing. Like, good job. And there's times where I think that they're, you know, what am I trying to say? They just look way older than they are. Like their ID says 25, but they look like they're 38, you know? Abuse my eyes and my ears. I don't know what you're talking about there. Ohio says weed plus hormone drugs is probably more of the issue. And I'm saying that, dude. Like, and I don't know if he's on hormone blockers. Again, if you look into the literature on this subject, if you are trans and you have if you have testicles, you're supposed to take hormone blockers because you're not supposed to be on both estrogen and testosterone at the same time. Not to mention that levels of estrogen with testosterone is a very high cancer-causing agent. So it's medically dangerous to do both. Like the more estrogen you have in your body as a man, the more likely you are to have things like breast cancer, ironically. Leo says, I knew you was Rhonda from the jump. Don't know why Ray Ray didn't see that. Yeah, bro, like... Well, I was TC too, and he eventually banned TC. And then I switched to Rhonda. Oh, Saberwolf, what's up, man? Yeah, let's go shoot and grab some drinks, brother. I'm down with that. I am totally down with that. You're a cool dude, man. It was cool shooting with you. Did you ever get your AR pistol working right, by the way? Your AR 9 pistol, 9mm pistol? Actually got mine right here. Isn't this fucking thing cool? I think it's fucking cool. I fucking love this gun. Anyway. What else we got? Saberwolf also says, I know I haven't been around in a while, been busy. I'm with you. Yeah, dude. And like, seriously, they're like, towards the end, when Ray Ray was still coming on the chats and I was getting anxiety before chats, like I would just like, you know, it'd be like 3 hours before the chat and I just have this level of cortisol going through my bloodstream. And I didn't quite put together why, you know? Like I wasn't sure if it was some sort of a social anxiety from having to be online and maybe I'm getting tired of doing this. Or if it's Ray Ray, because it was totally fucking Ray Ray. Ohio says, I've been saying on your channel for a while now that we are in a battle for good and evil. Dude, and again, dude, I'm not telling anyone what to believe, and I don't judge anyone who doesn't believe in the Bible or doesn't believe in Christianity or whatever. And like, there's plenty of reason not to, you know. Like there's corrupt priests, corrupt churches, corruption of the translations of the Bible, corruption of the very fucking, the Council of Nicaea that put the fucking Bible together in the first place. Like all done by man, all corruptive. There's plenty of reason, and I get it why people aren't keen on Christianity all the time. Not to mention, like, and for me, like, I didn't grow up with Christianity. We never went to church when I was a kid. Never forced to do anything. Like my mom was very like, believe in what you want to believe, and I'm not going to discourage you from anything that you want to do. I was almost a Jew for a while. Like my best friend was Jewish. I went to synagogue with him. I would learn the fucking prayers. I had a yarmulke, like all the shit, dude. And I ended up just not going down that path, but I was always very spiritually inclined. Just I didn't have anyone giving me a direction. But I feel like a lot of people have that shit shoved down their throat to the point when they're an adult, they just reject it. And I'm glad that my parents didn't do that to me. Although I kind of wish that maybe there was a little bit more church when I was a kid, Every time he interrupted, he had to make a terrible dildo or penis joke, and it got really old really fast. Yeah, and that's the thing, dude. Like, I didn't mind so much if you interrupt me to, like, add to the point that I'm making or to make some tangential point about what I'm trying to say that adds to the conversation. But it would just be like we'd be talking about, harp or something, and it's like, yeah, dildo joke, dildo penis thing, blah, blah, blah. I like to suck black dick. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, no, you're not helping. You're in fact doing the opposite of helping. That bearded guy said, oh, nice. That's a new one. I don't think I've seen you in the chats before. Maybe I have. I don't know. I know it's been a bit since I've been here. You know me as Mad Sexy. Oh, it's Mad Sexy Man of the Night. Hope you're doing better. Dude, I'm doing great, man. Things are great right now. I mean, wish I had more money because fucking the economy sucks right now and people aren't going out, but I'm still making money and bills are still paid, so things are good. You know what it is. It's true. He's a dick. Sorry. Can't deny it. Ray throws the Nazi accusation out too often. Everyone is a Nazi. And, like, that's the thing, dude. You call everyone a Nazi all the time, suddenly it starts losing meaning. Suddenly, like, you call everyone a Nazi. It's like, well, eventually, like, you got to call them something worse than a Nazi because a Nazi's not good enough. Like, they did that to Trump. Do you have any more UFO videos? Not right now. I don't know. That's something I like to do every now and again is another UFO chat. Something we can continually come back to because there's always more material popping up, and we'll do one in the future, but we did a pretty massive UFO chat the other night, and that was pretty fun. Jarhead says, call me an asshole. Asshole. Ohio says, my autism sometimes leads to no filter issue. You know my story from April. Yep. It's true he grabbed your ass in Tulsa? I hope not. I don't remember that. I didn't get that drunk, I don't think. In fact, we were trying not to drink because Matt just stopped drinking. And we were trying to support him in his not drinking by not drinking. I brought like a 12-pack of Coors Original with me to share with everybody, and that's all I had. Iron Road says, I've quit drinking, which helps, going on 2 years now. And that's the thing, dude. Like, alcohol, I never had a problem. Well, I shouldn't say never. There was a period of time after me and my ex broke up where I was drowning my sorrows for a couple of months in alcohol, and it got to the point where I would buy a handle of fucking vodka every other day, and it would run out before the second day was done, and I'd have to fucking drive to the store all drunk as fuck to buy another handle. It was bad, dude. And then I, got fired from my job and lost the place that I was living at and couldn't see my kids for 6 weeks and decided that I would rather be with my kids and have a job than drink. So I didn't drink for it was almost 2 years that I didn't drink. And when I felt like I was able to have a drink without getting drunk and be okay with it, I had a beer. Now I have a beer or two. Not every night. Most nights, but not every night. I don't need to every night. But sometimes I like to have a beer. Why shouldn't I? Like, I don't have a problem with it. New name idea, Honda with titties. No, that's not going to do it. Well, yes, the Pirate AR9 is rocking. Nice, dude. Yeah, I know when we went shooting that time, you had some failure to feed problem going on or whatever. I don't know. I think your feed ramp wasn't polished or something like that. Or there was some kind of angulation that was slightly off, making it not run correctly. On the topic of religion, that's kind of the problem with the Catholics because we're used to being told the Bible on Sunday service opposed to live and let be. Dude, and that's like the main tenets of Christianity is love. Love thy neighbor. Love thy wife and cherish her. Love thy children. Love thy enemy. Like, if you're loving, I don't think you're wrong. If you're trying to love people, if you're trying to spread love, if you're trying to show love, I don't think you're wrong. Like, ever. Jesus, there's a Nazi card. Jesus, there's a Nazi card thing now? I guess. I don't know what you're trying to say there. I would love to talk to you about Bob Lazar and Phil Schneider stories. Would love your thoughts on them. Bob Lazar is fucking interesting. I'm not familiar particularly with Phil Schneider off the top of my head. Irish wristwatch. See, that's why you fucking name yourself that, isn't it? Irish wristwatch is a tongue twister. I've even had to step back and stop watching as a viewer for a long time. Can't imagine what you guys went through. Oh, dude, some of those after chats, like he would like sit there and like hold his breath until the chat was done, just so that he could be like, it was seriously bad, dude. Seriously, it was. And like at first, I was like, oh my god, like you're dealing with like, let me try to help you. Here's this, here's that, here's this option, here's that. And at a point, it's just like, all right, dude, you're not going to listen to me. Whatever I tell you, you're just waiting to hear the fucking answer that you were waiting to hear, and then that's what you're going to do. So you might as well just do what you're going to fucking do, and I don't care anymore. Ghost Shadow says, the beer sold in the U.S. is not worth drinking? I disagree. Randy Butternub says, growing up, I was made to go to church and Bible studies nearly 3 times a week. Once I was on my own, I hated religion. After several years, I came to Jesus on my own and still hate religion. Well, that's the thing, dude. Like, I've never been a churchgoer. The times that I've went, and I don't know if just the churches around here or whatever, you see those people who are like, they close their eyes and they're like doing this and feeling, I'm just like, what are you doing, dude? Like, it doesn't make sense to me and I'm not cool with it. I don't know. My girlfriend believes in Shinto. I don't even know what that is. I'm assuming Japanese god. She likes the Jap god. Do you like pop punk? No. I can't particularly... I wouldn't say that I dislike it, but I don't even know what pop punk is. Besides, oh, are you talking like Blink-182 kind of shit? I guess, yeah. Sure. Oktoberfest in Germany. Get good beer. Dude, I like 2 kinds of beer. Modelo and Coors Original. I'm a cheap beer kind of guy. It is what it is. And hey, we're caught up. And it's been an hour and 4 minutes. Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, if you guys ever wanted to know the whole story about why exactly I had a problem with Ray Ray, why that went down, how it went down, the inside baseball, the behind the scenes, the bullshit, the fucking insanity, all of it, that's the whole story. And now that I've said it to you guys on a YouTube chat, I feel relieved. And I feel like I can move on with my life and I don't have to bring it up anymore. And Ray Ray can flail and do all the things that Ray Ray's going to do and fucking spit vitriol and make accusations and threaten people and wish cancer and do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And I don't care. I don't care. It's not my problem. It's not my issue. It's not in my wheelhouse. It's not anything that I'm going to deal with, and I don't give a fuck anymore. And you guys know why. Now you know why. But that being said, thank you for showing up for the chat. I hope you guys appreciate what I tried to do here, and I hope you also appreciate that I am not going to be talking about this again. Not gonna do it. Not gonna work here anymore. But yeah, man. I hope you guys have a good night. Maybe I'll do a chat tomorrow. I don't know about tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I might be there kind of late. It depends on what time I get off. If I get off any kind of early, maybe I'll do a chat tomorrow. But otherwise, I do. Oh, Savage is here. Now you can focus on being a brand ambassador for the Savage Sharpshooter 93 Productions. Oh, dude, I need my fucking 686. It's locked in the safe. Oh, I don't feel like getting it right now, but I do have to fucking do something with that. I got to get. How much does it cost to engrave a gun? I'm not sure. It'd be funny. It would be funny to have that engraved on there. Keep the chat up. Keep this chat. Yeah, the chat's going to be up. I'm not going to delete it. If you guys want to go back and reference this chat, or if, you know, in the future you want to fucking remind yourself, or there's some part of the story that you want to hear again and you have a question about it, or someone has a question about it, refer them to this chat. Because honestly, dude, I am not going to be fucking talking about this shit ever again. This is it. This is it. Blew my load. I'm fucking done with it. You guys know why I'm done with it. You know why I was annoyed with him, why there was problems between us, and whose fault 100% of those problems were. Maybe I'm kind of a dick. Maybe I can come off kind of abrasive, but that's who I am, you know? And if you want to be a friend with me and you're doing something fucked up, guess what? I'm going to call you out. Like last night on Matt's chat, everyone was mad at me. Because, like, no one could finish a sentence because Matt's on crack or something sometimes. And I'm like, Jesus, it's like talking to Ray Ray. There was like, oh, kick Honda off the chat. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, I am who I am. I'm not going to fucking change. And there's nothing that anyone can do. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. You know, honestly, I am who I am. And I like who I am. And I'm going to stay who I am. And that is what it is. I don't like that saying, but it's true. Anyway, guys, we will see you tomorrow night, perhaps, if not on Saturday for the late night with Honda chat. I do have a couple of new guests who I'm trying to get on for Sunday. We're going to do a interesting Sunday chat. I've got a couple of, well, I'll keep it a mystery for now, but you guys will see. It's not anyone who's ever been on the show before. Someone that I found randomly by doing some YouTube shit, and I'm trying to network with different groups of people, because there's definitely some shadow banning going on YouTube, and the only way that I can see around that is by networking with new and interesting people who do different chats and have different groups of people watching them. And I'm going to try to continue doing that as much as I possibly can. Kind of sucks how the terribly tactical thing went, but I can't win them all. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Peace out. Peace.